We've heard over the last several election cycles how divided our nation has become. I'd like to encourage everyone to take a hard look over the division. Ultimately, there appears to be a line in the sand with those who understand the importance of the Constitution our founders gave us, in contrast with politicians who think our Constitution as it stands has become a nuisance. But if our Constitution ever falls, the U.S. is in big trouble.
Evolution is a bad tree, has a bad root, brings forth evil fruit. Evolution is the foundation for immorality. It's the foundation for humanism, the foundation for racism. And now we're going to cover evolution is the foundation philosophy for Nazism, communism, and the New World Order. Satan is making plans to rule the world. Kind of like Pinky and the Brain, you know. God's up in heaven laughing about it. Psalm 2 is a great tranquilizer. The more you study about what's happening in the world and the New World Order coming soon, the more nervous you can get if you're not careful. Just read Psalms 2. It'll calm you right down. It's a good tranquilizer. Why do the heathen rage? The people imagine vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves. The rulers take counsel together against the Lord, against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. God is laughing at their plans for a new world order. You want to read some good books, read 7 men who rule the world from the grave based on their philosophy. What you believe determines how you behave. That is for sure. Okay? Or if you want to know some things you can do about it in America to help slow things down, be sure to get this book about jury nullification. You know, one person on the jury can just vote not guilty if they don't like the law. The question is not, are they guilty or not? The question is the law reasonable? I don't like that law, not guilty. Amazing book. You ought to read that. It's just $1. Henry Morris has an awesome book called The Long War Against God. That is a must-read for anybody studying creation and evolution. It's a bitter fruit coming off of an evil tree, folks. Evolution is also the foundation philosophy for the New World Order. There's an excellent video you can get from our ministry, Megiddo 1 and Megiddo 2. You want to study what's really going on and get the whole philosophy of what's happening so you can get the big picture. I recommend call our ministry and get those. We just ordered those here recently. Or lots more in our college class, 103. Evil men have already divided up the world into regions, and they've got it all planned. They want to rule the world. Their goal is reduce the population to 500 million, with a few of them as the elite get to rule the world. There's a committee of 300 that basically pulled the strings. We spend all day talking about that. Don't have time tonight. But they've got their plans to rule the world. You know, like Pinky and the Brain. What are we going to do today, Pinky? We're going to go take over the world. It's what we always do, you know. God's in heaven laughing about it, okay? If you want to study some of the conspiracies, if you get into that kind of stuff, there have been numerous conspiracies. Get the Medusa File or the American Conspiracy, New American Magazine, The Conspiracy, to see what's really happening. We could spend a long time talking about that, about the conspiracy. There's the Committee of 300 that really are controlling and pulling the strings, or the Illuminati, top 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati, the super rich bazillionaires, the rich who want to rule the world. But that would be for those who want the red pill only, for those who've seen The Matrix. What they do is they develop a crisis intentionally so that they can bring in their solution to the crisis. That many events like the Civil War, World War I, the 1929 Depression, they are intentionally caused to make people come in and cooperate, whatever the reason may be. Okay? The 29 Depression was to make everybody get a Social Security number. That was the purpose of that. Cuban Missile Crisis was intentionally done. David Rockefeller said, we're on the verge of a global transformation. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nations will accept the New World Order. See, God has plans for the world, and so does Satan. And Satan's plan is no people here, maybe just a few, and a one-world government. The Bible says perilous times shall come. The people will be fierce, despisers of those that are good. Christians are going to be absolutely hated. You can already see the animosity toward Christians on TV. You know, if there's a bad guy in the movie and he's an axe-wielding person, you know, beating everybody up, it's always somebody quoting Bible verses, isn't it? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You know, why he's out there killing people. They make the Christians and preachers look awful on TV. One of the groups to really watch in this plan for the New World Order is FEMA. Boy, they have taken over my city since the hurricanes. There's just no question. They are in charge, all right? Just keep an eye on that group. Who's doing this? What's going on? And what do we do about it? Okay. There are all kinds of people involved in this plan toward a new world order. The United Nations, the World Council of Churches. If you go to a church that's a member of that, get out. Okay? Council of Foreign Relations, CFR, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergers, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, the International Bankers, the Club of Rome, the Communists, the Socialists, NEA, National Education Association. Get out of that bunch if you're in it, okay? Or ACLU, or the Masonic Lodge. Most people in the Masonic Lodge don't realize what they're in. They think they're in a do-gooders club. And it won't be till it's too late when they realize, wow, this was a satanic organization. General Albert Pike, 33rd degree Mason, leader of all the Masons years ago, said, that which we must say to the crowd is, we worship a God, but it is a God that one adores without superstition. To you, sovereign grand inspectors general, we say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be by all of us initiates of the high degrees maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. Yes, Lucifer is God. When the Mason learns the key to the warrior on the block is the proper appliance of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly handle energy. Good book on the Masonic Lodge. This one you can get from chick.com or get it from our ministry. If you call there, we'll get you some. Excellent book on Masons and what they really, really are for. Be careful for nothing, full of care. Don't get nervous. Just get busy. We should pray for those in authority. See, if you were praying for your senators, you would know their names. Wouldn't you? Yeah, okay. We're his children. Our job is to obey him. Preach the gospel, okay? We're supposed to be the salt of the earth. Did you know salt does a lot of interesting things? Salt preserves. You should be a preserving force in your community. Salt irritates. If nobody's irritated at you, you're not a good Christian. You say, Brother Hovind, did you know there's 1,000 anti-Hovind websites? Oh, I know, ain't it great? We're going for 2,000 this year. You ought to be irritating somebody or you're not doing it right, okay? We should use your influence on other people. The Bible says, for the transgression of the land, many are the princes thereof. You know why we got so many bureaucrats? So many rules and regulations? We're wicked. This is God's judgment, okay? All this heavy-handed government is God's judgment on our country. We deserve it. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Here's the solution. You want to help save America? It's real simple. Here's the solution. If my people, which are called by my name, shall vote Republican, join the militia, and store up survival foods. It's not quite what it says, is it? If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves. Hey, dads, when's the last time your kids saw you humble yourself? Hey, when's the last time your kids saw you come to the altar and pray for somebody? When's the last time your kids saw you pray for anything? When's the last time your kids heard you say, I'm sorry, I was wrong? Moms, when's the last time you humbled yourself? Kids, when's the last time you humbled yourself? When's the last time you told your brother, look, brother, I'm sorry, I was wrong, forgive me? When's the last time? Humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn off their wicked TVs. Turn from their wicked ways. Then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal their land.